Hi, yes, it's me. I know what you're thinking. Nicola, where have you been? Where have you been? And why does your hair look so good? Luckily, I can answer both those questions for you. I have been in the hospital and in bed, which is why I have not been blogging. It's just because I haven't been feeling very well. And my hair looks good because I went to a family dinner. I'd like to lie and say that it's because I'm meeting with you guys tonight, but no. I had a family dinner. Which is exactly what I want to talk about. I want to talk about family, and I've realized that not everybody's idea of family is the traditional idea of family. I have a huge family that I love being a part of, and then I have a small little Pomodoro family, which also are the loves of my life. But tonight I want to talk about my big traditional family. Somebody's trying to sneak in while I'm getting my blog on. Not okay. Um, But yeah, tonight we were at a big family dinner at um, Orange Hill up in Orange Park Acres with, I don't know, there was like 20, 25 of us. And it was just really cool to all be sitting along this big table. And then my grandpa stood up and said a toast, and my beautiful Aunt Janny stood up and said a toast. Said a toast. And it kind of clicked to me, you have all the people who love you the most in this room right now, and you want to say thank you to them, which thank you to me is very polite to say, but when I've gone through what I've gone through, to say thank you to the people who have been there for me the most, um, it doesn't say what I want to say. There's no amount of words I could show my appreciation to the people that were sitting around this table. And I was with my dad's side of the family, and my mom's side of the family has been equally supportive. My granny, who's a nurse, is just awesome as well. But as we're sitting around this table, I realized I've said thank you every time they come in the hospital and said I love you, but it's funny when there's a group of people who know you better than anybody else in the world, you are held accountable. And not I'm not saying they hold me accountable for saying making sure I say thank you. I mean that in that I could stand in front of 3,000, I could stand in front of 30,000 people and talk about Crohn's, and I'd make jokes about it. I'd say puns about it. There are so many Crohn's puns, you have no idea. I could, um, yeah, I just use my sense of humor to kind of portray what I've gone through. And with my family, that does not slide because they know what I've actually gone through. Um, friends, friends that I've gone to high school with that I see but once or twice a year, they'll come up to me and ask, "How are you doing?" And I put on this face, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm doing great. My Crohn's is doing awesome. Now, when my aunts, like tonight, came up to me and asked, "Nick, how are you feeling?" If I said that, they would be like, "No." Sorry, I'm putting chapstick on. My lips are chapped. Um, they'd be like, "No, no, you're not. How are you really feeling?" And anybody that was sitting around that table would have said the exact same thing. Um, so as they're giving their toasts, I realize now that I have everybody sitting here at once, I want to say all that I could say keep running in my head is that it is incredible how many people tell me that I make this look easy, which is incredible because um, I think I make it look easy, but that's because I've kind of put that on myself in high school. Starting in high school, I for some reason thought I had to be super strong and just act like it was nothing, like act like there's some things I not that I enjoy about it, but that I don't mind, but I just had to be a hard ass about everything because that's just who I was. I was the funny girl who made jokes about everything, so I had to keep that going. But with a family that knows me inside and out, it doesn't fly. And so I was sitting there, and all I kept thinking was, everybody tells me how easy it is. and the only reason that I can make it look easy is because I have this incredible family to talk to about everything or vent or come in, and they come in. I always have this memory like when people tell me that, I have this memory of when I got on my last surgery, my Aunt Janny came and sat on my bed with me, and I'd been talking to people all day and um just saying, "Yeah, I'm doing great, blah blah," blah. And she sat on my bed, and I just remember being like, "Oh, thank God, I can tell somebody about this horribly crappy day I've had, and they're not gonna care if my mascara's running and I'm not being funny and just all this stuff." And funny is my way of getting through things. Like without being able to laugh, I wouldn't be able to get through things. And I get that from my dad because my dad makes jokes out of everything except when like I need to be serious. He makes me laugh my buns off in the hospital. And it's just like that's where I get it from, and I love that about him because I know that that's something that I get from him. And but I stood up and or I didn't stand up. I mean, I turned to my cousin Markel and I was like, I want to say this and this and this, but I'm getting really nervous, and I don't get nervous in front of people. I just don't get nervous. I don't care. I'll say anything in front of everybody, but I can't stand up and do this because I'm gonna start crying, and I don't want to be a big fat freaking crybaby because I'm supposed to be like really strong and be strong cousin Knickers who's just goes through all this stuff with a smile on her face. And so I turned to Markel, my cousin Markel, who's just awesome. It's cool to have a cousin and a best friend all wrapped up in one little burrito, and I say burrito because she eats everything with me. Um, yeah, we've hit Taco Bell. I mean, Del Taco 3 times in one day. So if that doesn't tell you our diet, I don't know what does. And I turn to Markelli and I was just like, I can't do this. After I told her what I want to say, I was like, I can't do this. I'm already gonna start crying. She's like, no, you're not. You're gonna be fine. And then I like looked her in the eyes, and I just started just like tears streaming down my face. And so I got a napkin, and I'm now crying out of one eye because I'm too proud to cry out of two eyes. Um, I just started crying, and she was like, no, 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 no. Here's a napkin. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna do great. And I was like, yeah, you're not. Suck it up, Nick. Like this is your family. They don't care. Just suck it up. Stop being a big fat baby and do it. So naturally, I screwed up this. I didn't know that there's a certain way when you go like ding, ding, ding. Didn't know that. So I screwed that up. Everybody's laughing. So great. I'm already on the opposite track I want to be on. And I think I got through one or two words as I'm staring at everybody that loves me the most, and I just turned to Markel, and I'm just like, not even looking at her. I turn and just start crying in her lap. In her lap, and I'm sure some people are like, "Oh God, she's having a Crohn's flare. Get her. We need to do something." I'm sure other people are like, "Oh, the smart ass is just laughing, and she can't even say one thing serious." And I'm sure my mom probably knew I was crying, and my dad, because I'm a big freaking baby, but crybaby. But I couldn't do it. I couldn't stand up and tell them because I knew I'd start crying, and I didn't want to. I didn't want to do that. So Mark Kelly, as she's rubbing my head, and Maddie, my boyfriend's scratching my back. He's like, "You're okay, babe. You're okay." And Markel's rubbing my head, and I just looked up at her, and she just stood up, and um, now I'm crying out of the other eye. She just stood up and held my hand and said exactly what I had originally wanted to say. And she said, like, Knickers wanted to say this, but she can't, just because I don't even remember exactly what she said, but she just said exactly what I wanted to say, and that was it. I stopped crying. I went around the table, gave everybody a hug and a kiss, and told them how much I love them. And I hope everybody has that. Is what I'm trying to get at. I hope everybody has a family that they can be totally honest with, that they can't give any BS to, because my family wouldn't let me. If I got up and, like I said, got up and started making jokes, they'd be like, nope, no, 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 that's not what's going on. That's not what's happening. And it's not that funny. So stop making jokes about it. So I hope everybody has either a real blood family or a Pomodoro family. And if not, I'll be your blog family because it makes it so much easier, and you get through things so much, not, I don't want to say easier, because nothing that hard things are hard for a reason. It's not going to be easy because it's meant to be hard. And so if you need, I'm serious. I'll be I'll be your blog family. And that might sound creepy because I'm offering to be random people's family that I don't even know, but it makes it so much easier. And if you're not, this is my last thought because my family is gonna kill me. We're supposed to be decorating the tree right now. Um, if you're somebody's family and they haven't been able to tell you what I want to tell my family, there's a reason for that. And the reason sure as hell is not because they don't appreciate or thank you times a million. It's there's definitely a reason, whether it's shyness or like me, the funny family. I'm probably not even that funny. I just think I'm funny. There's just gonna be a reason. There's a reason. And it's not because they don't appreciate you. It could be any other reason. But now I'm really getting yelled at because Dad, let me finish. Um, yeah, it's tree decorating time, but I just really hope that everybody has. I'm gonna kill a degree of what I have, or even what I have, because it's amazing to be able to have a family, and obviously they don't all know everything that's going on, but they all know bits and bits and bits, and it adds up to everything that's going on with me. So I really hope everybody has a Mimi and a Papa and Markelly and Maddie and Jules and Ryan and everybody in my family. I hope everybody has that because no, nothing is better to hug than a Collie Bear. And my sisters and my mom and my dad. Just everybody in my family rocks. And I love them all dearly. And I love my mom's side of the family just as much. They're just as amazing. But it just made me think of it because I was with my dad's side of the family tonight. So I hope everybody has a wonderful, what's tonight? Saturday night. And I'm off to decorate my Christmas tree. And that's it. I'm going to say it. Good night to my blogging family. And yeah, that's it. I will talk to you guys very soon. I promise, I promise, I promise.